It's been 4 years, 364 days. And from the looks of it, Conner Road has been pretty damn calm. Then came Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. It was 5 years to the day that the spirits from three little girls were raped and tortured, created the birth of the gravelock, which means that without warning, if you've done some evil shit, or if you are doing some evil shit, you will be terminated the minute you turn on Conner Road.
Man, I know I've been chasing this damn pig for damn near 4 years. Going on 5, really.
That goddamn stem.
I mean, that Suez, however you say that shit, that Suez family, I mean, they really got me fucked up. You know, that's the family that brought them pigs over here to the United States.
Goddamn oxygen mask.
He must weigh about 600 pounds.
Flying bacon sandwich. Motherfuckers should have been flying bacon sandwich.
Biggest these motherfuckers is here, man.
Dominique said to Mr. Bush.
Damn it. Will I just be goddamn? Will you please, please shut your goddamn mouth. Nobody, absolutely nobody, including myself, will believe that there's a pig out there, man, that weighs 600 pounds. I tell you what it is. Your ass high, boy. I tell you. This is some good ass coke now.
You really don't believe me, do you? Oh, shit, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and the sun seems to be running late. However, the birds are right on time. It was a rainy night in Georgia last night. I wish I was sitting on the dock of the bay, but I'm not. I'm right here at 196 30th Avenue. Right, CR2. For those who don't know, that's Conner Road 2. Support your boy. Hope you enjoy it.
I tell you what, I'm going with you. I want to see this motherfucker with my own eyes.
Mr. Bush said. Dominique just smirked. I'm telling you now. I know, man. This big man, he be hanging down there. You know, he be close to the waterfall. You know that waterfall down there by that old man. You know, that old man, Big John. You know what I'm saying? He be selling that moonshine, man.
Try that burgundy blazer.
For the last couple weeks, I've been taking like 50-pound bags of kernel down there, and every time I go back, every goddamn kernel be gone.
I'm telling you, Mr. Butch, you old ugly motherfucker, I'm gonna get that son bitch this morning.
Mr. Butch and Dominique headed downstairs to Dominique's 2005 Jeep Wrangler, which was covered in mud. Okay, now, Dominique has this thing about mud riding and hog hunting that's completely over the top. And when I say over the top, I mean over the fucking top. All black, 4x4 convertible. The top is made of wild feral hog skin. Big monster tires with 4 giant floodlights, 2 facing the front and 2 facing the rear. So if he didn't want darkness, it wouldn't get dark at all. Not only that, he has a custom-made gun rack designed for weapons that fire large caliber ammunition. He has a hog skull mounted on his dashboard. Not to sound racist, but at first glance, you will probably think that the owner of this vehicle was a middle-aged white man. And thinking this, you will be dead ass wrong. Mr. Butch and Dominique took a big ass moo blast, which in layman terms is a large hit of crack cocaine. They drove through Fort Benning first, stopped by the Exxon gas station, then headed to the end of Old Casita Road, got out and parked, grabbed their gear, and headed through the woods. Both of them, eyeballs looking like 4 big paper plates or 2 sets of high beam headlights on a 4-door box Chevy. They slowly made their way down the creekside with caution and concern as they approached the waterfall. They both crawled into a camouflage tent that Dominique had already set up weeks before. I mean, I'm telling you, they couldn't have been there no more than 6 or 7 minutes. Then all of a sudden, they started hearing the sounds of leaves cracking. Something large was coming through the woods. Dominique looked at Mr. Butch and said,
I told you that motherfucker big. Now you hear it for yourself, huh? Man, that sounds way bigger than what you said it was.
Then a loud, squealing sound spooked both of them. Mr. Butch peeked out as Dominique looked across his shoulders. They both laid eyes on the biggest feral hog they ever seen. It couldn't have been no more than a split second. The hog raised his head up and it was ripped off. I mean, with the force and power of some type of man-made machine. Then 2 more gravelocks walked up and continued to rip the pig into pieces. And from where they were standing, I mean, it looked to them as if this was a feast. Not one strand of hair nor bone was spared. Once they finished devouring the pig, they somewhat faded off into the forest.
Oh man, that was some wild ass shit, boy.
Mr. Butch said. They both then started gathering up their things. Dominique unzipped the opening of the tent. Mr. Butch, he grabbed the crack pipe.
Shit, man. There's no need for us to hang around here now. I mean, hell, you can blow this popsicle stand. You better believe it, boy. There ain't gonna be another one of them damn hogs, not no kind of hog, around here for probably miles. Them big motherfuckers there, they look hungry too. Hey, man, hand me that dope and that extra pistol you got. I'm about to take a blast, a move blast at that. And we won't give a fuck out there with you. You can burn this motherfucker down, cause I'm talking about a goddamn hog. I ain't coming back to this motherfucker with you.
Mr. Butch and Dominique's level of paranoia peaked as they slowly made it to the waterfall, slowly approaching Big John's property line. Taking this route back to the house saved them about 30 minutes. However, they had to go through Lil Swanee Indian Campground. This was the largest campground that the Boy Scout used. Mr. Butch and Dominique was about 50 yards into Lil Swanee Indian Campground when they heard the sound of a little kid, a little boy, crying.
Hold up for a second, Dominique. Did you just hear that shit, man? It sound like a little kid crying or something.
Mr. Butch and Dominique stood there for about 3-4 seconds, both adjusting their hearing aids, thinking that they would hear the sounds of their little boy loud and clear.
Ooh, it sounded like it was coming from over there by the little spot, you know, the Boy Scout and the Cub Scout camp. Everybody go on their first camping trip, man. Let's go check it out, man. I've been on, I know, over 100 camping trips, man. Not one time did anybody cry, man. Damn sure didn't sound like this. We need to go check this out. There's something wrong.
Dominique and Mr. Butch started getting closer and closer to the campsite. The closer they got, the louder they heard this little kid. They made it to the fire rock, which was a big rock sitting in the middle of the path. This was a rock that they showed everybody how to start a fire with out in the woods. It was then that they saw what was going on. And the second they saw what was going on, Mr. Butch got bit by a diamondback rattlesnake. Dominique stepped back 1 foot, cocked his gun, and blew the snake's head off.
Within seconds, Mr. Butch's eyes rolled to the back of his head. He instantly went into a drunken state. Within 2 or 3 steps, he collapsed. Dominique wanted to panic,
Oh
but
shit,
he
Mr.
couldn't.
Butch, you better not down me, nigga.
He put the gun across his shoulder and picked up Mr. Butch and tried his best to get up out of them woods. But he couldn't. He grew tired very fast, so he had to stop. And when he did, he looked up, and there stood one of the biggest gravlocks he's ever seen.
God damn. What the fuck?
The gravelock took a step forward. Dominique took a step back. Gravelock then took another step forward. Dominique took another step back. Gravelock then picked up Mr. Butch as if he was a baby. Ripped off his pants legs. He spread mucus all over his wounds. As he was laying Mr. Butch down, Mr. Bush's eyes opened. Mucus dropped in him, preventing him from seeing. The gravelock then turned and walked away. He took about 4 steps and turned back around, and they all stared at each other. I mean, really stared at each other. Mr. Butch and Dominique came up with a plan that would lure the Boy Scout leader back to Conner Road. And this is how they did it.
Check this shit out right here, Mr. Butch. I want you to sit your old ugly ass down there by that tree, right? And I'm gonna go down over here and get that rattlesnake and bit your motherfucking ass, right?
Fuck you and
Play
that
along with
snake.
me now. And
Alright.
I'm gonna run on down here where that Boy Scout leader is. I'm gonna tell him about that snake bit your ass. And I need his help to get you to the hospital. Here, when you get his ass in the Jeep, him go to Conner Road. Oh shit, Dominique. You always keep some slick shit up your sleeve.
Mr. Butch and Dominique did just that. They lured him back to the Jeep and drove to Conner Road. Once they got on Conner Road, Dominique stopped in the middle of the road.
Say, man, what's wrong? Hey, why'd you just stop in the middle of the road like this here?
You know what you were doing with that
What do you
little
mean?
boy? Wrong,
Hey,
man.
man, what's going on? Hey,
Now
man.
you gotta pay for it.
Hey, inward. Hey, inward.
Mr. Boy Scout leader? Well, sad to say, but you're on your own right now.
Come on, dude. What are you talking about? I thought you said we was going to the hospital. Inward.
Where you guys going?
Inward, what are you doing?
Don't leave me, man. Can't get out
We
this
ain't
damn
gonna leave
Jeep.
you.
Inward.
We ain't gonna
Help me
wait
out
on your
here.
ass neither. But I think that what the
One
song
eye
gonna say.
open left, one eye open right. The third eye looked straight ahead. The mucus that dripped from their chin created a cesspool of the most toxic bacteria known to man. Their spit causes lizards to mutate into salamanders that fed on insect larvae, which carried the poison potency of a viper, the most deadliest snake in the world. The teeny weeny house shook. Evil has been detected.
I tell you what, they must think I have shit for brains. Cause I'm not moving this Jeep out the middle of the road. Soon as the police come, I'm telling on them inwards. Please believe it. I'ma tell you now. They done fuck with the wrong one. I tell you, they done fuck with the wrong one. I'm just gonna sit here. What was that noise? What the fuck? Who's that? Who's that? That's a mighty big N-word.
The N-word when referring to a black person can be just as derogatory as saying the word nigger. And this was the last time he would be saying the N-word. His head was decapitated. His body laid limp in the back seat of Dominique's Jeep, gushing blood. Another gravelock appeared, crushing his head as he approached. Dominique and Mr. Butch watched as the gravelock snatched his spinal cord from his body. The amount of blood that filled Dominique's Jeep appeared as if it could fill a small fish aquarium. 2 more gravelocks walked up. They separated his arms and legs. There was nothing left of the Scoutmaster. Absolutely nothing left. All the gravelocks looked at Dominique and Mr. Butch as they peeked around some bushes. They then turned and slowly walked back to the teeny-weeny house. In 100 feet, turn right onto Swan Street. Rerouting. When B. Farley turned on Conner Road, rerouting. He was disobeying his GPS. Instead, B. Farley went up a little further, Farley, and turned left. Went up a little further to Conner Road and turned left. All because he seen a sexy woman walking down the street. But once on Conner Road, after those railroad tracks, he slowly approached her. But it wasn't a woman at all. He smiled and punched the gas. Okay, now, the story behind B. Farley. I can't believe it myself. Anyway, B. Farley works at Jack T. Rutledge, a level 4 prison in Columbus, Georgia. He's a CO, correction officer, a sergeant. However, Mr. Farley didn't play by the book at all. I mean, on numerous occasions, he would frame inmates, plant things on them, and they would be sent to the hole. While in the hole, he would go in with his nightstick and beat them. Beat them bad. Then he was sexually molested. To the point of medical attention. I think what drew the line was 18-year-old Dwayne Sheffield. He would be turning 19 in just 3 days. He was transferred from Alto to Rutledge for behavioral problems. It was there that Mr. Farley took advantage of him. Mr. Sheffield attempted suicide several times. Dwayne Sheffield, at one point, was a pretty close friend of mine. So I can say that this story has gotten personal. So right now, I'm just gonna kick back for a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? Just gather my thoughts a little bit. Cause Dwayne Sheffield is no longer with us, man. So I'm gonna play a little of this finesse. This cat here, he be riding, man. I'm really digging this cat. Check him out.
I charge my losses to the game. My ex-God helped me forget them. And I still hold grudges. I ex-God helped me forgive them. Can't help but think when they was down bad, I was there with them. Me apologizing to me. I accept it, but I don't feel them. Got the devil on my back, 2 choppers on the back seat. And I'ma do the dash if I look and see the police. I'm gone. 5 felonies. I'm a habitual offender. Bitches rap don't work. I got 4. I'm a pimp. That's just how I was brought up. A drive-by. Walk up. Keep your mouth closed.
If you stay up all night so they can come back for more, the fiends. If you let them smoke it right here, or you let them get it to go, 9 times out of 10, you a hustler. And every hustler that I know carries a pistol. And to make sure your pistol fires every single time, you need to try Ken Jones Pistol Oil, $9.99.
Buy one, get one free. Shipping price is not included. So,
Back to
it's
the
$100 a year.
audiobook, written by Kenneth Jones, Conner Road 2. Please enjoy. After several attempts, Dwayne Sheffy finally accomplished his mission. Just 2 days before his birthday, he committed suicide. Mr. Farley opened Dwayne Sheffy's cell block just seconds after he kicked the chair away from under himself, hanging. His body was still twitching. No facial emotions from Mr. Farley. He didn't even attempt to help. It was like Mr. Sheffy's death was turning him on. It couldn't have been no more than 2 months later. Mr. Farley beat an inmate to death. And somehow, a jury of 12 found him not guilty. I guess he's just lucky. Well, he was, I could say, up until he found himself on Conner Road. Jessica Johnson, about 5'9", dark-skinned, with a beautiful big ass. I mean, some call her fat. To me, myself, she's fine as hell. Okay, now, this is the woman that Mr. B. Farley met at the Chevron one night. And she invited him over. She stayed right there on John Smith at the corner. However, to get to John Smith, you have to. The only way is to go, to turn, to walk, to jog. No matter how you get there, it has to be via Conner Road. As Mr. Farley slowed down to make his turn, his tire blew. I mean, it sounded like a small explosion. Mr. Farley pulled over to the side of the road. And just as he was getting out of his car, his lieutenant pulled up.
Well, lucky. Mr. Farley. I don't know why I came to Conner Road, but hell, I guess I know now. I'm gonna put on over and pull behind you so you can see and get in that trunk, get what you're gonna need, I guess. All right?
Mr. Farley and Lieutenant Maywell shared an off-duty habit together, crack cocaine. This kept Mr. Farley doing what he was doing, and Miss Maywell not firing his ass. The evilness that they shared together was impeccable. The teeny-weeny house shook. One eye open left, one eye open right. The third looked straight ahead. Evil has been detected. 2 gravelocks appeared out of nowhere, still in stealth mode, up until they reached the bumper. Lieutenant Maywell's car. Mr. Farley was in the trunk, bent over, looking for his jack. The 2 gravelocks pushed the rear end of Lieutenant Maywell's car against Mr. Farley's body until it damn near split in half. Lieutenant Maywell, as deep as her voice is, her screams were soprano. Mr. Farley still had life in him. He reached in his jacket and pulled out a .45, aimed, and started firing. He let loose the whole clip. The damage he done Absolutely nothing. The last round he fired, Gravelock grabbed the pistol and his hand at the same time, ripping it off.
Dogs barked and howled. Rodents took cover. His screams could have been heard as far as Fort Benning Road. Mr. Farley was up shit creek.
Mr. Farley then reached for his spare pistol, but this time he put it to his head and pulled the trigger. But the pistol jammed. He shook it and shook it, beating it against the trunk, but it did nothing. Gravelock then ripped off his other hand. They left him there until he bled to death. It was now Lieutenant Maywell's time. Time to meet the devil. One of the Gravelocks punched through the window, grabbed her by her face, and pulled her out. Once they pulled her out, they slammed her to the ground. Her body repelled the street for about 6 inches or so. She sat there unconscious. The other Gravelock started from her face and went down to her ankles, slicing her up. They took their time with Lieutenant Maywell and Mr. Farley before they sat there on top of the car and ate him. Now, I don't know what it is about these Gravelocks and them eating humans, but it's almost like they're eating the evilness out of life.
If you stay up all night so they can come back for more, the fiends. If you let them smoke it right here, or you let them get it to go, 9 times out of 10, you a hustler. And every hustler that I know carries a pistol. And to make sure your pistol fires every single time, you need to try Ken Jones Pistol Oil, $9.99.
Buy one, get one free. Shipping prices not included. Sold at a Family Dollar near you.
Now back Dominique and Mr.
to
Butch
CR2.
had just left the car dealership. They were on their way home. Dominique had purchased himself a brand new truck. They stopped by Big O's liquor store. It was there that they witnessed gay bashing at an extreme.
Man, look at that punk. Oh,
They watched as this guy walked up to the car
Get the fuck away from my
and
head.
started shooting several times. He then hopped into another car and hauled ass. Mr. Butch and Dominique walked over to the car as the guy sat there bleeding. They both pulled him out and put him in Dominique's truck and drove to Conner Road. Once they got to Conner Road, they pulled him out and laid him in the middle of the streets. It took about 2 or 3 seconds before a Gravelock appeared. They spread mucus all over his body. Picked him up, then laid him back down. Once they laid him back down, Ataba stood up, feeling all over his body and looking at the same time. Not knowing what really had happened, he then noticed the Gravelock. They looked eye to eye, or should I say eye to eyes, and he smiled. Gravelock turned and vanished. Ataba didn't know what was going on. All he remembered was the guy at the liquor store was calling him all kind of names and stuff because of his alternative lifestyle, which meant nothing to those who know him as one of the greatest chefs in Columbus, Georgia.
5 hours, 55 minutes, and 55 seconds was almost up. The teeny-weeny house shook. The doors slammed shut. However, one gravelock remained on the outside, watching. One eye looked left, one eye looked right. The third looked straight ahead. Evil has been detected. Ataba was walking down Conner Road when the sounds of tires screeching and police sirens slowly got louder and louder. They got
Police
louder
protocol.
and louder. Do not chase a vehicle through a residential area in a high speed. So the sirens all of a sudden went off. However, the vehicle did not slow down at all. It ran through a stop sign, turned on Shimmy, then Conner Road at a high speed. At Tauber, stood in the middle road as the vehicle approached. Shocked. He didn't have time to get out of the way. And all of a sudden, a gravelock landed right in front of him. The car head-on collision with the gravelock. The gravelock didn't budge. The person that was driving came through the windshield and landed in front of October. It was the same guy, the same person, the same man, the same asshole who shot him. October looked down at him and shook his head as particles of his brains protruded from his skull, causing his blood to coagulate even faster. He died instantly. The gravelock, it was too late for him to return. The gravelock let out a loud roar. His body turned to stone, then it crumbled up and dissolved into the streets, leaving not a trace. October turned and walked away, leaving the body. So, I guess, once again, if you've done some fucked up shit, or if you're doing some fucked up shit, you better watch yourself when you turn on Conner Road.
If you're part of the IBTC, I have just what you need. You know, the itty bitty titty committee. Or you just got small boobs. Once again, I have just what you need. Try Ken Jones Big Titty Cream. And before you know it, you'll have yourself some big knockers. $12.99. Buy one, get one free. Sold at a Family Dollar near you. If you got yourself some little titties, don't know what to do, try Ken Jones Titty Cream and get yourself some boobs. Your confidence sold separately.
Yeah, your boy did another one. This time I added a couple of commercials in there. Like and subscribe. Check me out. 706-503-1194. 536 KennethJones@gmail.com. What's up, D Watt? Your boy still at it, man.